Wax Pack Wisdom, where we talk basketball history through card breaks and the cards we love. My name is Jake T. O'Donnell. Today we're opening this pack of 1990 Fleer basketball. We've opened one of these packs previously on the channel, at least one, and we're on the lookout, of course, for great early 90s hoops, legends, and stars. Maybe we get an early Michael Jordan in here. So let's see what we get in this really great old wax pack. There is Tom Chambers, who was a pretty good player, pretty good forward for the good Suns teams that had Charles Barkley on them eventually, as well as Dan Marley and some good players there. So yeah, there's Tom Chambers. Here's Maurice Mo Cheeks, who had an excellent career as a point guard and then was later a coach in the NBA as well. Played around for a few different teams, I believe Mo Cheeks did. There's Mark Aguirre, who I'm not sure if Mark Aguirre is a Hall of Famer necessarily, but he was with Dallas for quite a few years, and then he was traded, and he had one title, I think it was 89, and then 90s with the Pistons. But Mark Aguirre was a very good all-around player. You can kind of see some of the numbers there in the, good, decent free throw shooter, good rebounder, averaged, had quite a few years where he averaged 25 points a game, and then he goes to Detroit, and he's not as much of a scorer, more of a kind of a facilitator, I guess you could say. It's Ron Anderson with the Sixers. Love those old Sixers uniforms. Vern Fleming. All right, here's a nice pull out of this pack. Here we go. Larry Joe Bird. I think this is the oldest pack that I've pulled a Larry Bird card out of. So this is really cool. May have pulled this card out of an 89 hoops pack too, but I'm not really sure. But hey, what can you do? And this is a great shot of him taking a shot over Magic Johnson. So really nice card, really nice pull here to get a nice Larry Bird hit from French Lick. You see the numbers back there, multiple time NBA MVP, NBA Finals MVP, and incredible in the 86 team, of course, and one of the best careers in the NBA. It was really great to see him recently at the All-Star Weekend in Indiana. Of course, he is pretty retired out of the game of basketball. He was pretty consistently involved for close to half a century, definitely 40 years between playing. Shortly, maybe took a little bit of time off after his playing career, but then he went in and coached the Pacers, and then was their head of basketball operations for a long time. He took a step back from that, and then he came back and did that again, and now, he's in his mid-60s, and he's relatively out of the game now. And it was great to see him with Jason Tatum. And they had not met in person previously. So that was a wonderful picture to see the great player of the 80s in the Celtics, and now the great player in the late teens, early 2020s in Jason Tatum. So that's a really nice pull, no question about it. One of the best players ever, and certainly somebody that I wish that I had really gotten a chance to see him. Unfortunately, I did not really. So there's Thurl Bailey. You gotta love the 80s, 90s style Brex specs there. Anthony Bowie. Let's see. John Battle, pretty good player, right? David Wingate with the Spurs. I love the old Spurs logo. Can't beat that, really. There's Bill Wennington, who eventually was the sort of backup center on the 90s Bulls teams, which included this player. So again, doesn't seem like we're going to get Michael Jordan out of this. But if you can't get Michael, you might as well at least get Scottie, right? So I don't think we've pulled Scottie Pippen out of a pack before. Scottie Pippen was, unlike Michael Jordan, was not a high draft pick. He came out of was he a relatively high pick, actually? Because he played at a small college. He played at, yeah. Okay, so he was, sorry, my mistake. He was the fifth overall pick. But he played at a small college. He played at University of Central Arkansas, and eventually is sort of traded to, as part of a trade where he goes to the Bulls, and immediately right away, he takes to being the sort of number two on that team to Michael Jordan. He provides a lot of the sort of size and things that Michael Jordan couldn't necessarily do. Pippen was a superb defensive player, was great at getting steals, and was a great scorer in his own right. He was just the perfect complement to everything Michael was, and that is what allowed them to win 6 championships together. And of course, there were issues. Scottie Pippen signed a ridiculously undervalued contract to keep him there, one that the Bulls basically made him play throughout. There was an incident in the playoffs one year where Pippen refused to go back in a game, and I think there was always resentfulness and hurt feelings between Pippen and the Bulls, and obviously also Pippen and Jordan in a lot of ways too. It's all documented in The Last Dance. Pippen played for some other teams too, and retired, but certainly one of the greatest players ever, no question about it. You could say he's overshadowed by Michael, but he was a great player in his own right. All right, there's Mark West. This is a league leader card in field goal accuracy. Jack Make Me Sigma, in the words of Johnny Most, the legendary Celtics broadcaster. He was a good player otherwise. And then there's Blair Rasmussen. So we got a couple. We're gonna do dualies here. We don't usually do this, or we haven't done this recently, but I think it deserves it today of pulling these two guys out of this pack. Those are great finds to get. Larry Bird, pack fresh Larry Bird, and pack fresh Scottie Pippen out of a pack of 1990 Fleer. So that is going to do it for this edition of Wax Pack Wisdom. Tell us what you thought of this break. What's your favorite card we pulled today? Do you have a story about one of the players in this pack? Let us know. We'd love to hear it. Leave us a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, we invite you to give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our Wax Pack Wisdom content. In the video description, you can find links to where you can follow Wax Pack Wisdom on all social media channels. You'll also find a link to our list of favorite nonprofits and charities. If you enjoyed this video, please consider a donation to one of those organizations. It would mean a lot to us. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Wax Pack Wisdom. Take care.